Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in...
Bro, we're on it, dude.
Hello?
Jesus. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. This is fucked.
Talk bullshit, but where does he go from here? What does he do? I'm not even arsed, man. I can't be arsed with this bullshit anymore, this clown world. It's a joke shop. It's just a big fucking... It's just a...
Okay, so Jake Paul is having the worst day of his life right now. The FBI just took him into custody for allegedly messing with Anthony Joshua's car, and this whole thing has blown up beyond anything we've seen before. The crash that followed was absolutely terrifying, and now everyone's putting the pieces together. Social media is going crazy with people connecting Joshua's posts to what Paul might have done, and honestly, the boxing community doesn't know what to think anymore.
According to TMZ, a quote, small militia in armored trucks wearing SWAT and/or tactical gear was seen leaving his house.
So here's where things get really intense. The feds are now looking deep into Jake Paul's connection to that horrific car crash involving Anthony Joshua. Both Paul brothers are feeling the heat as this investigation spreads everywhere online. People who follow boxing are trying to figure out what really went down here, and this whole mess is turning into something nobody saw coming.
Can you do this?
Frank Smith just went off on the Paul brothers, saying what they did was beyond reckless and totally unforgivable. He's making it clear that while regular people could never dream of doing something this extreme, somehow the Pauls found a way to create this nightmare scenario. The way they've been acting has left everyone speechless, and now the whole sport is wondering what they were thinking. Then Eddie Hearn stepped in and absolutely destroyed the Paul brothers for their part in Joshua's crash. He's calling this whole thing planned out and dangerous, really driving home just how unacceptable this kind of behavior is. Everyone watching this unfold is stunned, as Hearn's anger shows exactly how bad the fallout could get for Jake Paul.
What was it, about an hour ago? So I guess everything's calmed down a little bit. I thought it was a bitch move, if I'm honest, because anytime an attack like that is like premeditated.
Duke McKenzie is going hard at Jake Paul right now, saying he's way over his head and doesn't belong anywhere near this level. He's breaking it down simple. Boxing has different tiers, and Paul just isn't cut out for this world. People online are backing him up completely. They're shocked at how far Paul went with his reckless moves, and more boxing legends keep adding to the criticism.
He said, and everybody knows, he's not a real boxer. There's levels to this game, and he was way out of his level, way out.
Joe Rogan's getting into some heavy territory here, asking real questions about how Anthony Joshua's doing after that crash. He's wondering if Joshua took permanent damage and if he'll actually bounce back from this completely. The fans are getting worried too, because nobody really knows what's happening, and that uncertainty just makes this whole scandal even more intense. What happened really shows how dangerous Paul's alleged sabotage could have been.
What happened to him when he survived, right? Like, did he hit his head? Did he hit his neck? Like, what is he okay? Like, is he 100%? Or is he always gonna be a little fucked from that? There's another angle.
Wow. Pain Game is breaking down just how brutal Joshua's accident really was. Think about it. This is someone who's trained to take incredible punishment, and even he would have trouble coming back from something like this. Every single detail about that crash matters now, and it's obvious Joshua was incredibly lucky just to make it out alive. People are finally understanding how serious this situation really was and what kind of Paul's supposed actions created.
Such a severe car accident there. Like, all right, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care, because
Johnny Nelson brings up something really important here, reminding everyone that being alive matters way more than any boxing match or personal beef. What happened to Joshua changes how you look at everything. showing what can happen when things go too far. People are really thinking about what was lost and how dangerous this got, while everyone in boxing is dealing with what happens when someone acts this recklessly.
It's just sad. It just makes you realize how valuable life is, and how things can change in a heartbeat. So when we talk about fights and we talk about beefs and these things are just nothing when it comes to real life and losing a life. So it was a sad thing to hear, a sad thing to see. God knows how it'll affect those that saw it mentally, emotionally. But you've got to think about these two men were somebody's child, someone's brother, and that's what you've got to think about, those people that have lost their life.
Eddie Hearn's showing mixed feelings here. Some relief, but also careful hope about how Anthony Joshua's handling things after that shocking car crash. Even though they're saying no major injuries happened, this whole situation shows how quickly everything can change, even for someone who's at the very top of their game. People are feeling some relief, but you can't ignore the mental and emotional damage that comes with surviving something this traumatic. The fact that this crash happened while Jake Paul allegedly sabotaged things just makes everything more dramatic. People in boxing are now talking about Joshua's physical healing, but also what legal trouble Paul might face and how this affects his reputation. This has become one of the most intense stories the sport has ever seen.
Hearing that it doesn't look like he has any major injuries is true, and that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy if that was the case. But we hope that is the case.
Sunafaz is showing the full picture of what Anthony Joshua was dealing with, facing impossible situations from every angle, between managing worldwide attention and major championship fights, then surviving a car crash that almost killed him. Joshua's toughness is really showing. Losing two close friends in that same accident makes this story even more tragic, proving how fast everything can change from success to disaster. On top of all that, the Paul brothers being involved puts a dark cloud over what should have been about celebrating talent and achievement. People are in shock, arguments are happening everywhere, and the boxing world is questioning not just what caused the accident, but how far personal feuds should be allowed to go.
2 weeks ago, this guy's in front of the whole world. Netflix, millions of dollars, breaks Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places. Decides to go back to Nigeria, almost dies. 2 of his closest friends passed away in the accident. You never know what days you...
Showbiz the Adult is reporting the terrifying details about Anthony Joshua's car accident, focusing on all the confusion and chaos that nobody can explain. That SUV hitting a parked truck brings up serious questions about timing, how fast people could react, and whether someone interfered from the outside. Social media is exploding with support, people sending thoughts and prayers and showing how shocked they are about this life-or-death situation. Joshua's a worldwide superstar, so now he's not just dealing with getting better physically, but also the emotional trauma of living through something this horrible. Having the Paul brothers connected to this has made everything worse, turning what should have been private recovery time into a global circus. Experts and insiders are arguing about what caused the accident and who's responsible for what, while fans are stuck dealing with fear, anger, and complete disbelief about how dangerously everything played out.
Joshua's SUV struck the stationary truck. So I just want to give you guys the breaking news. Unfortunately, Anthony Joshua was involved in a car accident in Nigeria. Prayers to Anthony H.A. Joshua and his...
Tyson Fury's response is adding even more shock and urgency to everything that's happening right now. The way he's surprised and worried shows just how serious things have gotten with Anthony Joshua's situation. Having the Paul brothers under investigation just makes the controversy bigger, proving this wasn't just some random accident. This is a full scandal with legal problems, moral questions, and emotional consequences. People all over the world are responding with disbelief, talking about how dangerous this kind of reckless behavior really is. Boxing experts are looking at every detail, from how Joshua miraculously survived to what kind of trouble Paul might be facing. Fury speaking out proves that even the top fighters are stunned, and this accident is going to affect everyone involved for a long time.
Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, black, whites, Chineses, everybody on earth. This goes out to you. We are not divided. We are one peoples under God, united. That's what we are. Let no government, let no spokesperson, let no politician drive a wedge between humanity. Welcome your brothers and sisters as one. They are not your enemies. They are your brothers and sisters under God. We all came from Adam and Eve. In the beginning, everybody on earth. Remember that. Spread love, not hate. And spread peace, not war. All this talk of all the stuff going on, been all political stuff, trying to drive a wedge between humanity and God's children. Let us not go down that path. We are one, united under God in Jesus.
Fury's sincere message shows the relief and shock that everyone in boxing is feeling after Anthony Joshua almost died in that car crash. What he's saying really emphasizes how lucky Joshua was to make it out alive and reminds people watching that life is fragile even outside the boxing ring. The Paul brothers allegedly sabotaging things hangs over everything, creating tension and anger all across social media. Fury showing support also proves how united the boxing community is, demonstrating that even when there are rivalries and drama, human life matters most. People are getting emotional, sharing prayers and showing support, while everyone's attention turns to Joshua and his team getting better and staying safe. What Fury said really hits home, that even champions aren't untouchable.
Be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and as happy as.
Showbiz the Adult is giving a careful but harsh report about the accident, pointing out all the confusion and uncertainty around Joshua's SUV crashing into that stopped truck. Even though the details are still unclear, what happened shows how severe the crash was and how much danger Joshua was really in. People are breaking down every angle, especially with the Paul brothers allegedly being involved, which has created another level of controversy. This crash didn't just shock the boxing community, it started a bigger conversation about being responsible and holding people accountable. Joshua surviving is a miracle, and now everyone's focused on recovery, investigations, and dealing with the emotional damage this has caused everyone involved.
There was someone in the stationary truck. I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to report on that, but the truck was stationary, and Anthony Joshua's SUV struck the station.
Alexander Usyk's reaction reveals the human side of this tragedy, recognizing not just Joshua's accident, but the heartbreaking loss of his friends and teammates who didn't make it. What Usyk said about offering condolences shows the strong connections in the boxing world and how emotionally this event has affected people beyond just the sport itself. Fans and other fighters are showing unity, sharing thoughts and prayers and support while Joshua starts his recovery process. This incident also brings up questions about the Paul brothers allegedly sabotaging things, turning a shocking accident into a massive scandal. Usyk's message works as both comfort and a wake-up call at how fragile life is, proving that even champions go through moments of serious vulnerability.
Alexander Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna Atlati for two incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong, champion."
Everything that happened after Anthony Joshua's car accident and the FBI taking Jake Paul into custody has rocked the entire boxing world to its core. People are still trying to process this, arguing about what role the Paul brothers played in what almost became a deadly situation. Joshua making it out alive is absolutely miraculous, but the mental and physical damage is massive, and losing his friends makes this tragedy even more devastating. Boxing legends, promoters, and everyone in the industry are speaking up, calling out this reckless behavior and demanding that people face consequences. At the same time, social media is exploding with theories, outrage, and people supporting Joshua. While investigations keep going, one thing's become crystal clear: this rivalry went way beyond anything that should happen in or around the ring. So what do you think needs to happen here? Should Jake Paul face serious consequences for this? How is this going to change boxing moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it.